Hey y'all, this is TCA Gaming, and well, we got quite a few things to show in this video. Lots of consignments, lots of stuff that I bought. We're even going to open up one piece of, well, we're going to open up a case that I've never opened before. At the very end, I got it on consignment because I've never seen it before. We are going to open it just to verify the contents, but I'm going to jump straight into it. The first thing I want to show you guys is this right here. I got this Meowth, and I got this bad boy from old school Pokemon. One of the best in the business. You guys can see all of his stuff there. Nick, he has the most impressive no damage Ninetales collection. And if anybody wants to argue that, I'd love to see what you have. Because this guy, he has got the best. And he sells all kinds of stuff. And he actually does consignments as well. He does a lot of the consignment stuff that, you know, honestly, I don't even like to touch. But he does it for like a really low fee. But he'll do all like your singles and that kind of stuff. I'm sure there's things that he doesn't accept. Like he doesn't want a bunch of modern, I imagine. But I'm not going to speak for him. If you want to consign your stuff, you feel free to reach out to him. But he sells all kinds of stuff. Low end, high end. Yeah, he does have a YouTube. He's also Pallet Town Pokemon, I think. Gotta Catch 'em All collectibles. They all had their YouTubes or whatever. Or Pallet Town. He's big on IG from consignment stuff. Does a great job there. But they've got their own Patreon. I joined it this past month or so. And yeah, they do like some really long discussions, very in depth. It's really cool. So just want to plug them guys because Nick, he's a really good guy, and he's working with some people that seem to have a lot of great insight. But thank you so much for cutting me a deal on the Meowth. I think he was asking $1,000. I offered $650. So I mean, it was a pretty low offer, but that's where I was willing to pay. And he went and accepted it. So I appreciate that and knocked it off the list. I think I'm down to like 19 or 18 cards. Next up, I won this Charizard here. This one is Spanish. Paid more than the English. It was like 80 bucks or something like that. But I went ahead and bought it just because I haven't seen one before, and it would save me the hassle of trying to find the card, grade it myself, or even just wait for another one graded to come through. I'm not sure how many people are grading this card in the Spanish language, so I thought it was decent. I won it at auction, by the way, and no one else bid against me, so I'm probably the highest paying buyer in the world for that card. Next up, I won some more cards. These are probably all under 50. Got this first edition Energy Search from Fossil PSA 10 base set Ponyta. Just filling out the PSA 10 sets now while the getting's good, I believe, on these old WotC non-hollows. Got a Mr. Mime there, base set 2, Bellsprout base set 2. Really cards that they have no business being graded unless you're a specific card, like you want that Bellsprout or you're collecting a set. Like for the most part, you really don't want to grade these for resale because you're gonna have a bad time if you're trying to resell it, especially right now. Maybe later on, and you got lucky with the price difference and the grading fees. Next up, this one right here is actually in on consignment. You can see that right there, CS14. This one may already be active. If not, it should be soon. Just keep an eye out for it. But it's a Players Ceremony 2019-2020. This is a card I've never sold before, so I'm kind of curious to see where it goes. I thought I saw on eBay they were going for a pretty nice amount, but I really don't have an idea where it's going to end, so it's going to be kind of cool to see what happens. Usually when I haven't sold something before, it's decently rare, and I hadn't actually ever seen one of these or held one. Of course, it is relatively new, but still, I thought it was a cool card to have in on consignment. Next up, I won this one off of PWCC, and I think it was PWCC. And this is actually the most rare. Well, on the rarity scale, this would be the most rare for the Ancient Muse that I know of. This one right here is actually not the error, is the corrected Nintendo. So this style foil is called Ancient Mew 1, where it's got like this really small sparkly instead of like the Cosmos big, swirls that we saw with the movie. In the original Japanese release, you had this version, which initially come out saying Nintendo, didn't have that second N in Nintendo, so it was an error, and people thought that was the most rare one. But this one is the corrected version, which from what I've found is much more scarce, I guess. Not necessarily rare. I know that people use those words all the time. I'm just using them as, I see it, but there's still plenty of these out there, but you're going to find less of these than the error version from my experience. And then there's an Ancient Mew 2 that also has the same dating as you see here, but has the same holofoil pattern as the English release. And then the English release, of course, is the Ancient Mew 2 pattern, but it has like the thick border around the side. Then, of course, you had a release that came out in, 2019, 2020? where it was a reprint. But for the most part, people really like this card, and to me, this is the top of the Ancient Muse that I know of, anyways. At least for like an unsealed version. There are some pretty scarce sealed variants that you can find, but really the cards are the same in those cases. Actually, I still need the Era version. I thought I had it in my collection. I was like, oh, I finally completed my PSA 10 Ancient Muse set, which isn't something I pursue too hard, but I saw this one in the PWCC block, and I got it for really cheap, so I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and add it to the collection. Then when I finally did, and I was going to pull them all out for a picture of IG, I was like, where's my Era version? So either I've misplaced it, or I still do need that one. I also won this guy right here, No Damage Ninetales. After Nick divulged his high bid prices on these, you know, I know how high I need to bid now to be able to win these. Just kidding, man. But I did win this one. It's PSA 4. He's got the no. It's missing the 80 damage. It's just one of those cards that I don't really care what grade it is. You know, I'd like to add it to my collection. I think it's really cool. Also, I won this one right here. I still needed this pack artwork for my Charizard collection, and won it for, I don't even remember, it was between $100 and $200, I believe. Sorry if I sound nasally. I am stopped up. Yeah. Not much I can do about it. Next up, I wanted to go over this stuff right here because I think some people took what I said on IG in the opposite direction. Actually, I don't believe that these are the best type of items that you should be buying at the moment. But I went ahead and bought these because you know, I'm just trying to keep my numbers high for what I buy to let my distributors know I'm on board with buying even during the times when stuff isn't that great to buy. I bought 60 of the 12 count displays of these, so those stacks that you saw or 720 of each of these, because in each one of the packs you get 12 packs in one display. Each one of the packs you get, you know, one of each of these, and then you get 2 booster packs, Evolving Skies and Sword Shield base set, which both of those packs are pretty decent. So you get most of your value back at a distributor level through the packs, and then these jumbos are about free. Now, if you're thinking, oh wow, well, why don't you just sell the jumbos and make your money back? Well, if you go look on eBay right now, you can literally get all 3 of these jumbos for like $5, free shipping. Like, that's what I'm competing with. So it's going to cost $4 just to ship the things, and then if you want to ship it safely, it's going to cost you even more than that. So I have no idea how those guys are making their money, unless they're just shipping as an envelope and hoping that nothing happens to it in transit and it doesn't get bent. I'm not willing to do that, so I'm going to just set these back for now. I picked these out for this video because you can see on the back side they were on the bottom, so they had a few scratches and dents and dings and stuff because those stacks were pretty heavy. But I wasn't saying that these are the best investment and that because I invest in other stuff I get tons of these. I was saying that because distributors have so many of these right now, they're not a bad way to, you know, boost your numbers a little bit, just to buy into something that's not as great, that people aren't buying, that you have no way of making money, so that, you know, when something does come along like the ultra premium collection, you can get a smaller or a small allocation versus a no allocation, which many people did experience with that particular product. You have to be on board with that kind of stuff. Like, this is an item that you can't scalp. Like, there's no way you can scalp it. Like, I don't know how you're gonna do it unless you're just like completely fooling people into what the prices are. All right, next up, I think this is some more stuff that I bought. Yeah. All right, so I bought a bunch of Neo Rev hollows off the same guy. Not hollows, uncommons and commons off the same guy. Most of these were for like $40 or less. A few of them may have been a little higher. You can see they're all first edition PSA 10s. Just takes out a lot of work. You know, the main work for something like this is you have to go in and go to Gixxon. I use Gixxon, and set all of your bids, and then just, you know, just wait. And then once it comes in, you know, I put in the certification number through to PSA. I just use the little app, scan it in for my set, and then I also mark it off on my list. So, you know, it does take some time to do that for each card, but you're going to save a lot of money versus the time that you'd have to put into actually finding a card, making sure you think it's going to get that gem mint 10, and then sending it off to PSA only to realize, you know, 2 years later that, you know, only half of them got the 10 that you thought that they would, or if you get a really bad grade, or maybe less, or maybe you do really well. This guy right here, he has a bunch of the Neo first edition non-hologram. Man, I won this one for so cheap. You know, I know I didn't finish that sentence, but this has such a great artwork. I think I won it for like $29. Man, I think you're getting good artwork there. I mean, you have a Sunflora, you know, there in the background. You got that Dragonite. I mean, it's just a relaxing picture. I know it's a trainer from Neo Rev, but you know what? I think they did a good job with this card. I really like the artwork, and you know, they're super cheap. This one right here, even this one was super cheap, and it's got the Gengar right there in front of the Rocket's hideout, the R for the Rocket's hideout, and then there's Old Rod. So all of those were for my personal collection. Next up, we have 3 booster packs that will be going up to auction. I think these also start tonight. The weight on this one was 16.58 grams. I'm not really sure what that indicates. I've never really kept up with the Japanese weights that much. And then we have a Gym Heroes and a Jungle. I think both of I'm pretty sure Jungle you definitely get a holo in, so I didn't weigh that one. I didn't weigh the Gym Heroes one either, but I'm pretty sure, well, no, because there are some non-holographic gym rares, so maybe you don't get a guaranteed holo in these. I can't really remember. One of those I got wrong before. Maybe it was Neo Genesis or something like that, where I know you have the option to get non-holographic rares, but your chances are still like better. So I went ahead and I've got these up for sale. They'll be in auction tonight. This is the same guy who brought us the base set first edition packs, the ones that had 2 heavies and 1 light. So I believe they're completely unweighed. He had no idea about the value. He sent them along with another 6 first edition base set packs that he had that immediately sold to somebody else. So those are not going to be going to auction. He was like, just sell these for me as well. I didn't know if they were worth anything. All right, next up, all of these are going to be CS12 in the title. Again, just be on the lookout for them if you see something specific. If it's not listed already, then I expect it to be listed within the next week. Usually I don't schedule stuff out more than 3 or 4 days unless somebody specifically asks to. And you know, I try not to keep these consignments long at all. I do them very quickly. I try to list the stuff as fast as possible. If I do put it off, it's only because I have a lot of stuff already scheduled out, and we do have a lot of auctions starting these next few weeks. So, but I try not to do more than like 100 or so. You know, 50 is a good number, I think, for a number of listings. And I realize there's a ton of people out there, but I hate the buyer fatigue thing. I don't like, or the bidding fatigue. I don't like looking at more than 100 cards at one time. I don't know about you guys. Even if I have to spread it out over a few days, usually when I see something, that's when I want to go ahead and set up my bid and be done with it. So I try not to do a ton of listings all at once, just because I've found personally that, you know, it's better for, you know, maximizing, you know, the amount of bidders that you get. But unlike auction houses on eBay, I do set up bidding 5 days a week. Some days I do 7 days a week, but for consignees I typically do 5 days a week unless specifically requested. Look at that Vaporeon, got a sparkle going on. The only 2 days I tend to stay away from are Wednesday and Friday. So if you see auctions going on Wednesday or Friday, either somebody specifically requested that day, or I put my own stuff in there, because I found that sometimes Wednesdays actually do okay, but since eBay tells me that's the worst day, you know, for auctions, I try to stay away from it a little bit. Now all of these will have CS17. I'm pretty sure these are starting tonight. You got these Players Club promos, and then you have the 9 on the Crystal Kingdra. Pretty cool stuff, is it not? I love seeing all this different stuff come in. Like here, right here, we've got right here, we have an art set. These are going to be sold as an art set. We've got EX Dragon. Got a 10 on the Latias artwork, a 10 on the Rayquaza, a 9 on the Absol, and then a 10 on the Latios. Now these are the old style pack, so they are folded over, but you do get, it's going to have the full art set in a single listing. They stack well, but if I was if I'd bought these, or if I do, or like if I was the winning bidder, I would definitely have them recased. I just like it a little bit better. I don't know about you guys. This guy, he's also sending out an XY base set booster box, really nice condition. I've got scans of all sides. I feel very confident in this, so I have no problem selling this without having to open it up. But that will also be as the same with the packs. These will all have CS17 in the title. Now, there's 2 more items. Got one big one right here. So we've got this right here, which is a sealed case. It was sealed. I opened it up. But you can see right here, it's actually XY12 Evolutions. Now, he had opened it up himself right here to verify the contents. And so I also, once I got it in, I cut into his tape and opened it up and took a picture of all 6 of the XY Evolution booster boxes. Inside, I examined them. They all look legitimate to me, and I took a picture with the box open so that the bidder knows what they're getting themselves into. This is a case. I do believe it's an original case with 6 boxes. They all look really, the condition is really nice, but it has been opened, and I only did that to verify the contents, just to make sure. It did look like the other cases that I have in my personal collection, but like I said, I did want to check it. So that'll be an auction too. And then finally, what I was talking about earlier, we've got this right here. This is a sealed case that the guy wanted to do booster pack openings with, but I just didn't think it would go that well because it's ruby and sapphire, which is nice, but they're Spanish. So you've got 240, you can see right there, bulk booster packs. So this is a case of those, and I've never seen a case like this before, so I was like, you know what, I need to open this up. Like, for me to be able to sell this and take liability, I'm gonna have to break this original seal. And so that's what we're gonna do. In this video, I'm going to break the seal, and then when I sell it, before I do, I'm not going to reseal it back on the video because I am going to take pictures with the box open, make sure that whoever buys it knows that I did open it, and then I'm going to just put clear tape back over it. And you know, if the winner, if they want me to sign something, I can do that. But I think in this case, since there's no cellophane wrap, anything like that, it's just better that I just tape back over it, and then you know, whoever does buy it next, they'll obviously be able to see that it was it was opened and that there's new tape on the outside, kind of like I did with the Evolutions. So here we go. Kind of cool how on this side you can tell that was really exposed, but on this side, you know, not as much. Maybe that was the side that was up against the wall. But overall, it's in really good shape. I didn't see any like corner dings. There we go. So let's see what we have inside of here. Man, that is so cool. They're just laid in there. So it doesn't look like these are 10 card packs, it looks to be 5 card packs, so that's unique. What I'll do is I'll look that up, compare it as well to other Spanish packs that maybe have sold in the past. But wow, look at that. So it makes more sense now why 240 packs could fit in here, because to me that was like a little red flag. I was like, how are there 240 packs in this smaller case? You know, it was a little bit taller. I think it's a little bit wider, but that didn't make a whole lot of sense to me, because a regular case is 216 packs and it's much longer. But now it does make sense because it's these are 5 card packs. Now I knew with EX series, I think on the English side we're at 9, maybe 10. Maybe it was 9. I think it was 9. I can't really remember. But yeah, these look really nice. I don't see any evidence of like packs that look like they've been messed with, or I mean, I don't even know why. I mean, if you're good at, you know, making product, I don't think you'd be making Spanish EX Ruby Sapphire booster packs. But hey, these they look consistent. Usually if you see like a seal down the middle, you can kind of flash it, see right there. You'll find it on all of them, and they all seem to have that. Means that they were basically hot off the press and then they were stacked, you know, kind of like that. So they all have the same impression in the same spot. Yeah, I'll do a few more checks before I put it up for sale, but yet this will most likely, I would say, looking at everything that I'm seeing now, looks completely legit. It's going to be going straight to auction. So if you have an eye for Ruby and Sapphire or Spanish products in general, you may be able to get these for a really good price. I have no idea what a Spanish Ruby and EX Ruby and Sapphire pack brings, but even if it's only like, I mean, think if it's $5, I mean, you're looking at a $1,000 case right here. If it's $50, you're looking at, you know, a $10,000 case right here. But, or give or take, I mean, you still got the extra 40 packs in there. But anyways, so I'm curious to see where this is going to go as well. I think it might be quite interesting to see. And then, you know, I have scans of all the sides for this box as well, for those of you who want to see what it looks like, you know, for future reference if you ever go to buy something like this. And maybe you can make some comparisons. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video and stick around for 19 minutes until I opened up, you know, this product here. But we've got a lot of stuff coming in and out, and I promise I'm going to be giving it the attention that it needs, you know, on eBay, making sure the sales go through. So if you're interested in consignment, feel free to reach out. I'm really enjoying it, but I'm also enjoying showing all this product and sharing it with you guys here on YouTube. I know this is probably, you know, a very boring YouTube channel for those of you who come here from the eBay or from the YouTube search, which is the browse features, which is like over half of you. I couldn't believe how many of you actually come from that. But if you stuck around this long, then you're in the top 40% as well. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll try to get some more videos coming out very soon. Thanks.